Hey, Blue Table fans! Today I'm going to make some comments on various listings. This, by the way, is unrehearsed. I don't know what I'm going to find. I'm just going to tell you what I think. One of my favorite things to do is go through listings online and just take a look at them. Okay, what just happened here? Oh, I clicked on the cover thing. Anyway, and make some wish lists, see what's out there. And I think it's important in life to want things. Today gives you a little bit of motivation, vision, reason to get up in the morning. I'm also recording the audio on this on my favorite potato. If I record it just from my screen capture on my $50 laptop, it doesn't really have really great quality. Today I'm picking on Warhammer 40K buy sell trade US Canada only on Facebook, and we're also going to poke around on eBay too. So let's take a look. First off, great announcement here. You cannot post something for sale or trade you do not possess. Do not post about your Indomitus items until you have them in your possession. Yeah, that's really great. Oh, here's my favorite. This guy has $500 to get a painted army for one of the customers of the shop who doesn't have a Facebook. If you're looking to sell a painted army that is decent, not looking for pro painted, please send me a list and some pics of the army. And by the way, I just created a new tab so I could go to my other screen and call things up. So what I want to do is I want to go over to Blue Table Store. By the way, $500 for an army that's already assembled and painted. That's quite a bargain, and there's no reason to not ask. You should really ask for what you want. Say what your army budget is. So, but I just whipped over here to bluetablestore.com. And we're just going to do a search for army on here, just the keyword army, see if anything comes up. Oh, did I not? Something definitely should be coming up for this. What the heck is going on here? ARMY. Did I type it in wrong? Yeah, there's different results coming up. Okay, well, that seems silly to me. Let's take a look here. Oh, no, actually it did. Iron Jaws, so I have an Iron Jaws army on my web store. See how this turned into a plug? Hey, you knew what this was. So I have an Iron Jaws army complete for $880. And let's see, Peace River Defense, that's a heavy gear army. And somewhere on here, oh, I have a Crikes army, that's nice. A UCM army for Drop Zone Commander. And a Gene Stealer Cult Infantry Army with 125 models all painted. Yeah, that's your stuff. I also have a painted Ulthway Army. It says 1,500, but it might be pushing more like 2,000. That's 940. And then just for some reason, these stealth suits are falling under Army. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool, and he's actually got some bites. There's been 4 more comments. I think the culture of online selling has finally driven home to people. Don't bag on somebody's posting, just scroll on. And here we go. So here's one, PM me. I have a few fully painted armies I can sell you. Yeah, so this guy actually got quite a few bites, and that might actually be a good way just to pick up armies. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're just, you can barely get an army for 500 just straight up. And that's unpainted. That's just on the sprue. Harry Woods will also talk trade. Mortarion and half Dark Imperium, new on sprue. So basically, let's just pull up, well, I ended up over here. Let's just pull up Games Workshop. And let's see the retail value. So first off, you can't get Dark Imperium anymore. I don't remember how much it was. I'm going to say 180. So just half of the sprues, 90 is a reasonable amount. I'm going to look up the retail value of Mortarion now. My guess is 140 possibly as low as 110 for Martarion. And my computer is going super slow now. All right, here we go. Oh, Martarion cracks in at 150. So this is actually a pretty good deal. Retail 150 plus retail 90 is 240. He wants 200. That's not too bad. But it's also not incredibly good. Now, my main complaint about postings is people being non-specific. And it's actually a bit of advice. Be more specific. Open the door for people to... Don't make it so hard. Like, I will talk trades. Well, trades for what? And you're setting it up to kind of waste a lot of people's time. Oh, I have Eldar and Gene Stealer Colts. Oh, I'm not interested in either of those. All right, well, here we are at the crossroads. What are you interested in? So it would be a lot easier if, people started putting things that they were interested in. Here you go. Someone asking, what kind of trades? Of course. Here we go. And by the way, I'm a positive person. I'm just sort of parsing it out. Okay, Dan Nix. PayPal only, buyer pays shipping, no trades, shipping to US and Canada only, all items shipped and tracked by USPS. He doesn't give... Pricing up front is so great. It's a huge and easy way to... to make it easy for the buyer. And even if you put a range, typical shipping costs $20 to $40. It's actual shipping, the actual shipping cost, whatever it costs for the label, that's what you end up paying. Okay, so Eldar lot is, let's take a look at his pictures first. That actually could help. Let's just zip through here. We've got, looks like some orcs, and that's some very handsome sprues. That's new hotness. Got a bunch of Auruchs, which look to be assembled, partially painted. The paint is not too heavy. You got to look for that. Also consistency. So like if some of them are painted, well, think of what you're up against now. Are you going to want to reprime them? So if the painted models have static grass on them and you think to reprime them all, well, guess what? You're up for scraping all that static grass off. So that's something to consider. Looks like some repairs need to be made here. And it never hurts to ask, are all the parts there? That's a really good thing to do. Also, these obviously need texture on them, and they've been primed white. Doesn't look to be too heavy, but from the pictures you can't really tell. Some Ardboys, some sprues, football, some Admech put together. Things that are put together can be a double-edged sword. They can need a lot of repairs, or they can be just wonderfully done and just ready to paint. And it's almost impossible to tell. Most people don't have personal, strict standards for their painted stuff. And let's see here. Ooh, some stuff that looks like it's in boxes, but no shrink wrap. So that's a thing where you got to kind of be a little buyer beware with that by asking questions. Are all the parts together? Are all the parts present? And okay, so we're back to the front. Now let's take a look at his stuff. So I just eyeball the retail value, try and determine if it's a good value. So Farseer is at like 30. The Wraithguard are about 100. A Wraith Lord is like 50 now. Warwalker I think are going for 40. Also bear in mind that a lot of these things are discontinued at the source at Games Workshop. Not discontinued, but they're unavailable currently because of warehouse and production issues that they're having for obvious reasons. So 130, you're looking at about $200 worth of models, and 120, that's a pretty good price. However, you got to consider that a lot of this comes in the start collecting boxes. So 40% off at first blush is actually more like only 25 or 30% off after you consider that they come as part of the cheaper Start Collecting boxes. So not really a great deal on those Eldar. I consider 50% off to be very, very good pricing. If it were like 70% off, that's kind of where you just want to buy it just to have it and maybe even resell it yourself. What I call the no-brainer point. So if you find models that are decently painted or well painted at just the cost of models, 100% of retail, I consider that to be no-brainer. That is such an incredible value. And there's more to it than that. And if I keep doing these videos, I think you're going to walk away an enriched person. Bone Reapers, I really don't know enough about Bone Reapers to figure out what the value is here. I mean, I'm just going to guess, let's see, at 200, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. In fact, I think this, yeah, he's an admin. This guy definitely knows what he's doing. He's got things up here for about 30% off. So you have to consider all the effort of the assembly, and if that white primer isn't on too badly, this is actually a pretty good value. And because you have to consider the condition of the models. AdMech, that's actually pretty sweet. 170, the 6 robots, an armiger. Let's see, an armiger is going to run you about $37.50, and the robots, let me just go over to my other page here. And oh boy, there's so many things with the word Castellan in it. Let's hold on a second. I'm just trying to figure out the value of those robots. Oh, they're not even called that. Oh my gosh, what are they called? CAST? Yeah, it's with a K. Jeez. So basically, let's see, 6 robots with the data smiths is going to be 150, 225. Yeah, he's got it at like 30 to 35% off here. So not too bad, considering that if you could just get them and then spray them. I like that he split. People that allow for splits reasonably are actually, you're more likely to sell your stuff than not giving individual prices on it. So this is cool. There's a thing where people, they say PM'd. Well, why did they say in the main thread that they PM'd you? Because sometimes the PM means private message. The private message doesn't come through, so they never know that you actually tried to get a hold of them, or maybe they're getting a lot of private messages for something that is that's good. All right, here we go. Scott Pellin is selling a Stormfang Stormwolf Flyer new in box 65, Wolfen new in box 55. These are definitely not discounted very much. And let's see, hold on. We're going to go Storm. I have another page up here, so I can just look these things up. Stormwolf, yeah, it's 81. He's asking for 65. That is like 20% off. So all prices include shipping, USA only. That is great. A little bit of advice here. A little bit of my advice to Scott is make it to be shipping in continental US. Now, some people put CONUS on their capitals, CONUS, continental US. That's not a great thing to put. Not everybody understands what that stands for. Spell it out, say shipping in continental US only, because guess what? Hawaii and Alaska are in the US as well, and it is not going to be cheap to send it to Hawaii. All right, let me give you, let's just do one more. So no incredible deals so far. No brainers. Do consider though that some of these may not be available for a while if they're out at the Games Workshop level or your local shop can't get them. I was just at my local shop, which is like really well stocked, and these guys are like super pros, and they said 75% of the codes are back ordered with GW. That's a problem. That is not great. Okay, not their fault, but not great. Small selection of new in box 40K sets asking for suggested retail price minus 20% plus shipping. Willing to negotiate for multiple boxes. Very well done, David Light. You told us your standards. We know how much it's going to cost up front. There's no range for shipping, which would have been nice. But if you're really asking for actual shipping and are willing to quote it in a timely fashion, then there you go. However, I won't give a score of A+ to any listing that doesn't just say the shipping amount on it. But most people don't put that because, frankly, they don't know what it's going to be. They're just regular people that don't ship a lot. Anyway, Space Marine Rhino. Oh, and he's got his prices all listed out. And, you know, it never hurts to just say, listen, how much would it cost for the lot of these? If you like them, you might be able to get like a super deal. And it never hurts to, you know, put some numbers out there and just say, listen, I'm willing to give you something desirable, which is taking all this stuff off your hands. But my offer is, you know, 60% of what you have there. And you'd be surprised. Some people might very well take care of that. And this looks all to be new in shrink wrap or very new. And that's really nice. It says where he's from, Kent, Washington. And again, I would just suggest putting specific shipping costs and where you're willing to ship to. Of course, it's on a web page that says US, Canada only. But let me tell you, Canada's not cheap anymore to ship there. So, but you do defend yourself by saying actual shipping. But of course, for the buyer, if he just wants a few things, all of a sudden actual shipping to Canada from a US buyer can rocket it above the retail value of the figures just bought from a local shop. Here we go. Price drop. Oh wow, I could just keep going on about these listings, but I hope that you have got something out of this and been entertained for the day. Here we go. Shutting it down. 3, 2, 1.